Greetings, it's Julia. Here I am, doing a video in order to join the Trivago Team trial period. I've been asked to talk about my proudest achievements and my biggest failures. Fine, let's do this. If I may, I will begin this speech with the failure one. Do the hard things first, they say, right? My failures are always in the beginning. Change from the comfort into the challenge, do the first approximation to new problematic, adapt to new methods and technologies, move from one project to another, especially when that new project is to be raised from scratch. You know what I mean. So, in this line of work, my biggest failure ever was messing up a server. Let me tell you the story. Like 7 years ago, Batten on the hatches, started my own web development entrepreneurship. I contracted a dedicated server that at first was maintained by the provider. Then I was said to use Git, a brand new tool for me in those days. So I started learning about it, searching on Google. And somehow I got into the conclusion that I had to log in as root super user in order to... Sorry. Will not edit this video. This is it. As I record, I will send. Well, I was saying somehow I got into the conclusion that I need to log in as a root super user to properly create Git user and group and all set up. I don't remember how it ended into the root password changed, the admin user out of the suitors list, and me completely disabled to reinstall the system. Yeah, I screwed it up. Luckily, I had no customers yet, so I paid the fine in form of a real sysadmin action bill. And that's it. My biggest failure occurred when I started my own company. My proudest achievements are in the projects that I was involved just before and just after that failure. Before, like 10 years ago, I was working in my uncle's company by the name of Behind the Picture. Hey, I didn't vote for that name. It was it when I came in. So we had this Jurassic CMS web app made all by the CEO, native PHP hatched into or within the HTML code without any framework, no version control system, no classes, no module view controller whatsoever. Saya data. In spite of all that, the feature and the value this app was giving to development were great. It had a map of tables, columns, and data type existing on the database, and pre-code functions that we used in the new developments. Was great. But finally, with help of a skilled guy, we completely rewrote that CMS. Still, without using any framework, we adopt a model view controller pattern and use object-oriented programming as a principle. We made it to self-maintain the database. Whenever you modify an entity on the CMS, its structure on the database was modified as well. As an advanced user, you could create and drop tables and columns. You could define your own information model, manage and export the data, all from one single web interface. We also did a package of classes and interfaces to reuse on new devs. We set a role system so you could delegate permission of actions of some items or not. The whole backend development for new customers speeded up after the release of this new CMS. At the end, the app itself could even map all schemas existing on the database. You could manage different sites from same panel. It really was a piece of software that I am proud of being working on. Another project that I am proud of is one of my very first own customers. It's a crowdfunding site, gotio.org. They had a limited alpha version, but a lot of knowledge of their own business, They did these analog workshops, and they wanted to do a site that they could use to manage more workshops and crowdfunding campaigns. So they moved from Barcelona into Palma and found me looking for a PHP programmer. In fact, they searched in Google, quote, PHP Mallorca, end quote. And there is me on the first result, even right now. At the beginning of development, I had a team, but the lack of budget forced me to work on it all by myself, but about more than 1 year. I also did front-end programming, which is not what I am best at. I had to embrace new methodologies and technologies like newest MVC, Git, PHP, data object, ACL for privileges, and new deployment methods. Rather than use a framework, we create our own framework for it. I am proud of this project because it was developed to fit the requirements from the very beginning. The base of the project was so great that further features were painless to develop. I was able to deliver functional site on date. Yeah. Let me share one more work that I am proud of. With this one I will cut the speech off. I know it's hard to listen to my English. Well, at my former job, after some months of backend programming, I was assigned to operations support department. It became to me doing less and less development. I was hungry for programming. So I started a side project in my spare time, programming at home. It's a text-based game, kinda retro, inspired by Cyberpunk. I had a multiplayer in mind, so it is based on WebSockets. The point that I am proud of it is how I managed to investigate and implement a PHP WebSocket with a ratchet panel. I worked around the concepts of asynchronous PHP, performance monitoring, and real-time logging. Yeah, it's good. This time I did make use of a framework. Of course, it is Symfony. That's it. Thank you for listening and see you soon. Cheerio!